Hello, this is Marashka here. This is after the fact. I've sped up the video twice. This is me on my troll druid, and basically I just did the quest to get the Hatchling and Manticore, and then this is another part of it where it takes you up into Zul'Gurub. I sped it all up twice because it was like 17 minutes, and who wants to sit through twice of that? But he's going on here about, oh, well, with you by my side, we'll be able to resummon the Soul Flayer and blah, blah, blah. And then he walks in here, and Zul'Gurub looks way different. And he's like, but don't worry, you're not going to be alone. See, there are other raptors here. So I turn in now this is the quest. So basically what it is you're trying to escape. You're a Lashtail raptor and you're trying to escape. And so you're like, okay, well, you try to run by the guys. I figured out really quick that the guys will actually net you. So you come over here and this raptor's like, hey man, good job. You talk to him and he's like, okay, this is how you get out of a net. So you come over here, and I was looking at the map to try and figure out where to go. Not that I haven't done this a million times, but I just wanted to be sure of the quest objectives. And so come over here, talk to him, and then he's like, this is how you do torches. And so I ran back, thinking that perhaps I had missed a part, and then it was like, oh no, you have to go back to the beginning, or back to the last raptor you talked to. So I tried to go back to the beginning and find out what was going on here, and it's just... it's really confusing to begin with. So you get down, you gotta avoid the guys. He teaches you how to chew out of a net, and then you come over and talk to this other guy, and you're looking for a sleeping warrior so you can get food. And once you get food, you feed that other raptor, and then he teaches you his ability. So you come over, loot the food, and then... look, it's in his mouth. How cute is that? And it's a her, actually. It's in her mouth. She carries it in her mouth. Aw, she's just a tiny little thing. And then, come over here and you're like, well, here's your food. And then he goes, okay, this is how you carry fire. So you come down here, and it's like, oh, there's fire now. And then I was like, where do you get the sticks? And then I just went ahead and lit up the tiki. Now the guys go there. And I'm like, okay, cool. What's that supposed to do for us? So I do it again, and I'm like, yes, you can run by them because they're distracted by the fire, and that's the whole point. So you grab another fire and take it down here, and you're like, wham, light it up, they go by. Now what I didn't know is, I grabbed the fire, and it actually takes longer than 5 seconds because you're only allowed to have 5 seconds. And, anyway, so I went up, grabbed the fire, and then, oh, lo and behold, the guys saw me, came down, they're like, oh, you're netted. So I had to start again. Now, at this point, I was getting frustrated. Now, it's Thanksgiving. People were yelling, hey, dinner's done, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, guys, I'm filming. So I went ahead, lit it up, went down by them. I did it for this next one, too. Lit it up, and then, bam, here they come. Hey, man, somebody's putting out our tiki torch. Light it up. You have to blow dash on this one. Once you do, the guys run over, and you're like, sweet, here's my next green raptor. And then he's like, here, I'm going to teach you how to pick up skulls. And I'm like, pick up skulls? That's cool, because it's really cute when the raptor does it in the first place. So I come over here, and I'm like, now that I pick up skulls, what the hell's it going to do for me? So I picked up a skull, came over, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to put it here and just see what happens. Because they said to put it on the trail of a padding warrior, and so I had to wait. And I waited. With the little skull in my mouth. And I waited. And I waited. And bam, there it goes. So, I ran over to this next one. I grabbed the skull, and then I went over here, and I was like, cool. I'm just going to plant the skull where this guy can get it. Or fall on it, I should say. Okay, I plant it in the middle there, and I run back a little ways, and I wait. And it's really funny, because they're like, who be leaving the skull here for me to trip on? And then they, like, clearly jump over the edge. Like, it's not even, like, an accidental trip. It's like I'm bailing on whatever's going on here. So I get to this last part, And there are warriors everywhere, and then there's that guy running, and I'm trying to figure out what I need to do. And then I see the fire, and I see the tiki, so I head over, and then he's like, hey, I see you, man. You're done. And I'm like, sweet, I broke out. And I came over, and then it was over, because I couldn't break out. And then I go back to the beginning. Not the full beginning, but there, and it's like, are you serious? And I was yelling at this point, and there's yelling in the background, food's ready, get down here, you gonna come down and eat some food? And I'm like, guys, really? Really? I mean, I'm filming. And then whenever they realize that, they're like, oh, we're sorry. And I'm like, no, you're not. You don't care. You just want me downstairs to eat, but I need to finish this because I don't want to start from the beginning of this again. Okay, so I go ahead and I plant down the skull there, and then I wait, and I come back, and I'm like, okay, cool, plant the skull. Oh, it gets better. You think it's over? No, because I know what to do? No, it's not over. So I'm watching, and then the skull disappears. You just saw it disappear. And it's like, why isn't the guy tripping? What the fuck? So I grab the skull, and I'm like, you know what? He's going to trip whether he's chasing me or not. So I run over, and I'm like, dude, you're going to trip. And then he sees me, and he's like, you're netted. No one escapes the Gurubashi Empire. And I'm like, what the fuck? I have to do this again! So I flip the fuck out. And I'm pissed at this point. And I'm like, this is going to be the time that I do this. This is going to be the time. So I plant the skull. I think you can already tell that this probably isn't the time I do this. He jumps across, and I'm like, oh, well, happy for you. Grab the next skull, and I go over here, and I definitely run up and, like, plant it right there so that way it doesn't disappear. And then I'm pissed, so I think I go back and get another one. No, I'm just checking shit. Okay, falls over, and it's like, oh, no, I gotta get the butt. And then he falls. So, I do this next part. I forget exactly how it goes. I think I get up to the fires, and then I have to wait. And there are guys coming, so I wait by this tree. And I'm like, guys are coming. Da-da-da-da. And then the guy runs up. And then they run down. And I'm like, shit. Okay, here we go. Now or never, buddy. So I go and grab the torch. And I take it over and I light it up. And then they go to put it out. And I dash because I want to get out. I come up here and then bam. Jindo the Hexer standing there. And he's like, oh, where you trying to go, little one? You know what? Nobody escapes Zul'Gurub. As a matter of fact, I need you to be here because I need Manticore to summon Hakar again. And then Manticore's like, don't be worrying. I have ways of making this one stay with us in the cages. And I'm like, you're going to cage my little raptor hatchling? And then the quest chain ends. Literally ends right there. You don't do anything else. I got my reward. She's like, go up and talk to this dude. And I do. And then it's like, what the fuck? Because that is the end of the quest chain. That's it. It is so